What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey, what's up? I'm Kelly. Today I'm super excited, and also I want to let you guys know that I'm wearing a shirt because I just looked in the viewfinder and I was like, oh my god, I look naked. But besides that, I'm super excited because today we are going to be testing a beautiful new palette. Oh my god, this palette looks beautiful. You guys can probably guess what it is, but it is the new Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. Oh my god. I know I can't be the only one because I saw people freaking out about this on Twitter when Laura first put out a picture of this, but when she first dropped like the first picture of this palette, I was like, oh my god, that looks stunning, because these shades though are so pretty. I'm sorry that my lights are probably blinding you guys, but like, hello. I'm gonna hold the palette a little awkwardly again so my lights don't blind you guys, but this just looks so stunning to me, like so aesthetically pleasing. I was like, yes, give it to me. I need to try it out. I'm boring. I'm a neutrals girl. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know there are gonna be people in the comments like, another neutral palette, we don't need it, I'm bored of it, but like, I'm not bored of it. I just personally love neutrals, and maybe that's because I'm boring, but that's what I love on my eyes. So this palette definitely spoke to me. I was like, it's stunning. It also has a mixture of both mattes and shimmers, which I personally really love in palettes because you can do a full eye look with it. And I also just think like the palette itself is like so aesthetically pleasing. Like the way that it looks is just super pretty. I really love like the pink and everything, and it just looks really nice. So we're gonna create a look with the palette today. We're gonna do swatches and all that jazz so I can do a full review for you guys. I'm super excited about it. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. It'll be the first link right down below in the description box. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so first I just want to talk about the palette itself, what you get, how much it costs, where you can get it, and all that jazz, and then we'll get into actually creating the look and doing swatches. So you guys can get this at lauraleelosangeles.com. I will put a link to it down below. If you guys do live overseas, I believe she sells her palettes and like her cosmetics through BeautyBay. So I will double check that, and I will also put a link down below if you don't live in America. I believe the shipping, she said, was cheaper off of BeautyBay. So again, this is what the palette looks like on the inside. You do get 14 different shades in a very large mirror, which is great. I do want to contrast this with a couple of other palettes to show you guys the differences. So this palette is going to retail for $45. So I know when I did a review on her first palette, so many people had questions about like the weight and like how much product you were actually getting, because it is $45, so it's not like it's a $10 like drugstore palette. So people want to know, so I'm here to tell you. So it does say right on the back here, you can find this information on any palette that you do have. So each of the shadows in this palette are 0.06 ounces. So to contrast that right here, I have an Urban Decay Naked palette. So the Urban Decay Naked palettes are more expensive. I believe they're like $52 or $54. In the Urban Decay Naked palettes, you do also get 14 different shades. Actually, just kidding, you get 12. You don't get 14. So you're getting 12 shades in the Urban Decay Naked palette. And then on the back of the palette, it says that each of the 12 shades is 0.05 ounces. So you are getting more product than the Naked palette in this, both per shadow as well as two additional shadows. And then I also have the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which I love. And in this palette, you are getting, again, 14 different shades, and each of the shades in this palette, these are actually 0.02 ounces each. So significantly less actually than the amount of product that you're getting with Laura's. I'll put them next to each other to show you guys. So as you can see, the pan size of the Laura Lee Los Angeles palette is bigger. You are getting more based on the weight of the palettes. And as far as the size of the actual palette goes, the Nudie Patootie palette is much longer than the average palette. This is it next to Modern Renaissance, but it is much thinner. So you're basically getting like a thinner palette, but definitely longer. So if that matters to you, there's a little size comparison. So now I will go through and swatch all the shades for you guys so you can see the different shades that are in the palette. First up, we have Stark, which is a shimmery ivory white. Then we have Exposed, which is a shimmery pewter. Undressed, which is a matte honey nude. Au Naturel, which is a bronzy foil color that has gold shimmer in it. Topless, which is a shimmer chrome-like pink. Reveal, which is a matte taupe brown. Streaking, which is a matte dark bisque. Jaybird, which is a coppery foil color that has gold glitter. Undercover, which is a shimmery pearly champagne. Butt Naked, which is your classic warm matte brown. Strip, which is a matte kind of mustard golden color. Buff, which is a shimmer rich chocolate. Bear, which is a matte salmon peach. And Nakey, which is a matte dark brown. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and do an eye look with this. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit and we're gonna get started. Alrighty, so up first, I'm gonna go in with Strip. And I'm gonna go ahead and buff this into my crease as a neutral transition shade, just so that all the colors that we put down do blend on top of this. So just gonna keep buffing this back and forth. This color seems super pigmented and is blending out easily. One thing that I do wanna mention as well, just because I do really admire it about Laura's brand, is that her products are American made. Obviously you can get like products that are made cheaper if they're made overseas, but she does make her products in America, which I think is awesome. Then I'm gonna jump in with Reveal. This one is a little bit more of like a neutral undertone shade, so I'm gonna just jump into the crease with this just to kind of neutralize that shade a bit. One thing I am noticing as applying these shades like to my lid versus what they look like in the pan, like I feel like the shade doesn't look that dark in the pan, but when I'm applying it to my lid, it definitely does look a bit darker. So just be careful of that. Like don't like dig your brush in because you think it's like a light shade and you'll be able to blend it super easily, because I do feel like these shadows are showing up a little bit darker on my eyelid than they do in the pan. So just go in with a little bit and then build it up gradually. Then we're gonna go in with Butt Naked, and I'm gonna start to pack that onto the outer part of my lid like so. And we are gonna bring it up a bit as well. Just gonna start to pack it in there. These shades are very, very pigmented. Like I'm literally only dipping my brush once and I got like everything. Obviously I'm only doing it on a small part of my eye, but definitely a pigmented palette. We love a pigmented palette over here. And then as promised, I'm gonna bring a little bit of that shade into the crease as well. Just kind of start making like a V almost off my eye. Then I'm gonna go in with Topless. I'm going to apply this on the rest of my lid, but we are gonna do a different color as well. But I'm gonna put this one down first. This is very pretty, pink, like shimmery. I love. And then in the center of my lid, I wanna go with the Jaybird. This shade looks super pretty. I'm very excited. I'm gonna wet my brush with a little Fix Plus. We're gonna put this on the center. Oh my God. How stunning. Oh my God, how am I just gonna put this on the center now? Now I wanna put this all over my whole lid. Oh my God, obsessed. Obsessed. So pretty. Literally so stunning. All right, I basically ended up putting it on a lot more of my lid than I originally anticipated, but it's just too pretty not to, so I'm just kind of feathering it into my inner corner as well. Because why not? And the fact that this shade is applying like so well with a brush too, like, cause obviously these shades I think apply best with a finger, but due to my long nails, I can't do that. But with a wet brush, they're applying beautifully still, which is awesome. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this deepest shade, Nakey Nakey, in the outer corner. I'm literally just putting a tiny, tiny bit of this on my brush just to deepen it up a smidge right in this outer V area. I don't want it to get like too dark though. I'm gonna go in with the original color we used in our crease, Butt Naked, and put that on my lower lash line. And I'm gonna mix in a little teeny bit of Nakey Nakey too, just to keep it nice and deep and dark. And just blend that out down here. And then we're gonna go in with Strack to highlight. And I'm going to highlight my brow bone with this. I love how it has a little bit of shimmer to it. It's not like overly shimmery, but it's also not matte. That's like what I love with like my brow bone highlights. Like I don't like matte brow bone highlights, but I also don't like super shimmery ones. So this one is like perfect for me, you know, my personal preference. And then I'm going to pop that shade into my inner corners as well. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of Topless, which is the original shade that we used, in the inner corner. Just so we still have that pinky undertone. Ooh, that's pretty. Those two mixed together are so pretty. I'm gonna just pop some lashes on, no liner today, because I feel like that'll take away from the pretty shimmeriness we have going on. So I'm just gonna pop on some Salon Perfect 614s. You guys know the drill, you know that I love these. And then I'm just popping on some mascara to finish off the eye look. All right, you guys, so this is the completed eye look. I love the way that it turned out. Like, it's literally just so pretty. I feel like the shades inside of this palette are perfect for summer. Like, this eye look just screams summer to me, and I'm so here for it. Overall, I really, really liked this palette. I know people like love to hear negative things nowadays, which I don't really know why that is, but honestly, I don't have anything negative to say. I think the palette was great. I do think it's always hard when you review other like YouTubers' products, because people always think that you're never gonna say anything negative about a product that like another YouTuber created, because that's like mean or whatever. But honestly, I tried to like keep my opinions about Laura herself separate from my opinions about her brand and her palette. I really like Laura. She's never been anything but nice to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm automatically gonna love her product. And if something doesn't work for me, of course I'm gonna tell you guys, but I thought this palette was amazing. I know in the video that I did about her first palette, Cat's Pajamas, a lot of people were talking about the price of the palette and they were just saying that they thought $40 was too high for a brand that was brand new that hadn't been around for a while, which I completely understand that. And obviously this palette is $5 more than the original palette, although I do think there are more shades in this palette. Let me check. Yes, in the original Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette, there is 10 shades. So you are getting 4 more shades in this palette. But I know somebody will probably say that in the comments as well, that 45 is a high price point, and I'm not gonna say that it's a cheap price point or anything like that, but I did do the comparison with other palettes with similar amounts of products in them, and I do understand people saying that the brand hasn't been around for that long, but for me personally, when I'm judging whether or not a product is worth the money, I'm gonna judge it on how good the product is, how good it performs, and the quality of the product, not how long the brand has been around. I'm not saying you guys have to do that. Everybody has their own thing. Everybody can choose to spend their money however they would like. That's just for me personally. Like when I'm saying whether or not I think the product is worth the money, I'm gonna look and see, is this a good product? Am I gonna use it again? Is it a good enough quality to justify the price? Which for me, with this palette, it is. I really, really like it. I definitely see myself using it. I definitely feel like this is gonna be a staple in my collection. I just think that it's absolutely beautiful. Like all these shades are stunning. So congrats to you, Laura. I would love to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.